There's so much change happening right now that you can easily feel paralyzed by everything. There's so many things that can happen. There's so many angles and facets and different points. What do I do about this thing and 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 this thing? It's like you're jumping between branches on a tree. There's just more and more and more and more problems sprouting. More things to be afraid of. That it can easily be overwhelming to ask, so what do I do about this? What do I do? How do I be okay when there's so many things changing that I feel are not okay? It's just sitting with it. It's just sitting with it and understanding what it is. Recently, I've struggled a lot with anxiety when it comes to having tough conversations. And I've spent a lot of conversations recently in which I felt like my heart was racing so fast and I had so much stress in my body that I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. But I was fine. Sitting through it showed me that it was fine. And that the answer to my brain before that point screaming, how do I solve this fear of this social thing? How do I solve this fear? How do I stop this fear? How do I get past it? How do I beat it? It turns out trying to beat it is the problem. Because if you're trying to beat something, you're just trying to get rid of it. But if you're afraid of something, the main thing is simply thinking that it's different to you in such a sense it's a threat and it will get rid of you. But when you sit in a fear and you allow it to have its say in your body, in your mind, and you relax into it and you lean in, you reach a tipping point where it's not scary anymore. It just is. And it's fine. And nothing's wrong. Because as soon as you've lent into it and you're feeling it fully, it just dissipates, man. It really does. It dissolves. It has its say and then it's on its way. And that's all. So with all this change that's coming now in every facet, economy, AI, the climate, politics and war and all of it, it feels easily overwhelming because you're like, what the hell do I do? But the first step to reacting to that is to first spend time sitting in your feeling of fear and allow it to wash over you, but in a sense where you're leaning into it, you're trying to embrace it. You're not letting it smother you. You're just giving it a hug. For lack of a better way to put it. You're leaning into giving your fear an embrace. Because your fear is scared as well. That's why it keeps cropping up. Your fear is scared that it itself is in danger of dying because you keep refusing to acknowledge it. And you keep running from it. And it's just saying, just love me, just give me time, give me something. Stop running, stop running. I'm here. And then when you lean into it, it might have a cry. And then it calms down and then it's on its way, man. It really can be that simple. I wouldn't worry about what to do in the face of change. I would focus on what's the fundamental thing connecting all this change? And it's the fear of something different. And lean into that. And the more you do that, whether it's meditating in it, sitting in it, exposing yourself to that situation a little bit and sitting in it, whatever it is, the more you lean into embracing it, the more you'll understand it, and the more it will have its say, and the more the answer will be clear. That is just how it is. You'll be okay.